Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitanscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvijay Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. One day passed, the speed of time. And I was thinking yesterday about the speed of time, I have to admit. Because hours go by, days go by, weeks go by, months go by, years go by, decades go by, lifetimes go by. And we always exist. We existed when we were 5, we existed when we were 15, we existed when we were 20, when we were 25, and we existed when we are 45. Hare Krishna. Anyhow, so it's another Sunday morning. And as the year goes by, then here they are now having a break. Yesterday was the last day of the kiosk, because in general, people go on holiday in August, and so it's very quiet. They open the kiosk, it's hot and nobody comes, kind of thing. It's very quiet. And so they also have a little break from the kiosk just until the middle of August, when traditionally people come back. But yesterday here was actually full, means fully booked, and it was wonderful to come outside and see all the tables occupied outside. And we did kirtan. We started at 4 p.m. while people were still around, and we did kirtan at 4 p.m. yesterday. And I thought, oh, here's Krishna giving us a sign. Lots of people came. People came while we were doing kirtan. Also, they're coming, passing by, and they're coming in and having some snacks. In means into the garden to have some snacks. And happily, and Leela Moy Prabhu was here. He saw one family with 2 children. They came just passing through, and they came. And as they left to continue, after taking their snacks, whatever they had, tiramisu, I saw was on the menu yesterday, and other good things. Then they left, and they were very respectful and happy as they went away. And sometimes people can't understand what is kirtan, just what are these strange people doing, wearing saris and dhotis and with yellow marking on their forehead. Are they a tribe from Brazil or somewhere? But we're a tribe from Goloka Vrindavan, not from India also. We're a tribe from Goloka Vrindavan. So here we are. It's another Sunday, and it's another summer. And we just had the association of Keshavananda Prabhu. When he came, it felt like, oh, we're going to have his association for so long. And then suddenly he said, oh, I'm leaving the day after tomorrow. I said, why? He said, no, I've always been booked to leave the day after tomorrow. So we come into association with devotees. We get parted from the association of devotees. So when we are with the devotees, we must do our best to appreciate the devotees, to have actual sadhu sangha from the devotees and continue. And here I have something I'd like to share, because I shared it yesterday in the Brazil Zoom, but then I couldn't find it. Somehow or another, it was in front of me, but myself and Leela Moy were seated side by side, and we were trying to find, where is it that Guru Maharaj says that we must come to the Lord through his devotee. And here it is, right in front of my eyes. And for those who have Upadesamrita, it's the top of page 264 in the Upadesamrita, the thick book published from the mat. And Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, we should come direct through the favorite disciple of the Lord and begin service as much as we are given permission. So we actually got not overwhelmed, but somehow as much as we are given permission came to the surface. But then later, we're looking for, we read, we must come to the Lord's service through the devotees, but here it is. We should come direct through the favorite disciple of the Lord and begin service as much as we are given permission. Gradually, we are to go towards the ananda marg, the path of joy. And I was very happy also to hear this expression too. There is a society in India, I don't know if it is world famous or not, called Ananda Marg, but they're not teaching Mahaprabhu, they have their own idea. Once we know about Mahaprabhu, we can say it's a partial, at best. I don't know worst, I just don't know anything about them. I'm not commenting anything in that regard. But they're not giving Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. That I am told, because we've been told that. So unfortunately, there's a society called Ananda Marg. So we would like to have, because we have the T-shirts that say Journey of Joy. Then I was thinking, Ananda Marg, it's so perfect. It's like Via Ananda. There we are, Via Ananda. Marg is the path. And Ananda, what's Ananda? I think all of us here know what is Ananda. Or we know, we've heard about it. We would love to know what is Ananda. Hare Krishna. So, I could repeat what we read yesterday, because it was so, it's so strong. Actually, who can read what we read yesterday? From that point, yes? Yes, from the top of page 264, the next paragraph. And who can read is who was with us yesterday during this time. And actually that includes Tungarasa Devi joined us. Seva Rupa was with us. Leela Moy Prabhu, it says Villa Govinda Ashram. Oh, very good. Is with us. So we can choose today Leela Moy Prabhu, because I hope he can feel it from the heart and he can read that next paragraph with understanding, not just with English. Kindly. That part, have you got it? There is Sat, Chit and Ananda. You have? Don't have? Okay, tell you what, your mouth is open. Is that just about to die, mouth open, or is that an expression? Okay, tell you what, I'll read it. I've got it right in front of me. I'll read this. So Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, there is Sat, Chit and Ananda, eternality, consciousness and bliss, as it's been translated in brackets here. But we know there is Sat, Chit and Ananda. So eternality, consciousness. So, and joy. From chit, we should go directly to ananda, means from consciousness. Okay, we have some consciousness. We should go directly to ananda. We need not waste our energy on chit and sat. We are all desirous of ananda, fulfillment, ecstasy. So let us try to start our journey directly towards ananda, eliminating sat and chit. On the way to a certain extent, the help of sat and chit should be taken. So only take as much as is necessary and avoid the rest. No ambition should be fulfilled in their company. The intrinsic demand on our nature is for ananda, rasa, sukha, happiness. So let us journey directly towards ananda, Kṛṣṇa. That is possible through devotion and dedication, through faith. Hare Krishna. So here, somewhere there is another expression that we did find. Waste. Yes, okay, that's we read just now too. So from chit, we should go directly to ananda. We need not waste our energy on chit and sat, on consciousness and eternality. But interesting, Srila Guru Maharaj says we should not waste our energy. We normally think, we often think, oh no, that's good use of my energy. Anyway, this is one of those poster quotes that has stood out throughout this week, and we've been revisiting it with the text and with our thoughts. We've been revisiting this again and again, happily. So don't waste your time on eternality and knowledge, or whatever department of knowledge, like consciousness. We're already conscious. We are human beings. Hello, as the expression goes. Hello, we are human beings. Hare Krishna. And we are human beings late at night in some places of the world. I know Krishna, late at night in Brazil. We are human beings. We already have consciousness to the extent that now we can inquire after the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just the search for eternality, the search for better consciousness, that is not our goal. The search is for fulfillment, ananda, joy, happiness. So this is where we are beginning our little talk today, and talking about, as we began, about devotees coming, and then suddenly, even though we think that they're going to be here a long time going, then also we have the good news of devotees who have gone, and it seems like it's going to be so long before they come back, but they're going to be coming back soon with this anticipation. And two of those devotees, or maybe more, are here in that category. One is Kumkum Devi Dasi, who is gently packing up all her belongings and finding she only needs a shoulder bag weighing less than 10 kgs. And out of all of her belongings, she's packing things up. I know, because she wrote me yesterday. I have these things. I'm trying to free myself of all these things. What shall I do with them? And the other things, the rest of your house, they had in Salt Lake City, they had a garage sale, or in American translation, garage. They had a garage sale in the US, in Salt Lake City. And I saw they had lots of things there. And before I came to India, to Guru Maharaj, before I came to Srila Guru Maharaj in India, then I had a few possessions in the world, which it did include a bicycle, and a record player, not a very expensive one, but still, just one or two things that I still had. Not much else, but we didn't have a garage sale, but did have some sort of a sale to get rid of them. Those days, we didn't have garage sales in the UK, but anyhow, just sold them off. And happily, so really I had nothing left to think, oh, I got to come back for this or for that. Hare Krishna. So, Kumkum Devi Dasi, we would like to hear from you. The text that we have just heard from Seva did indeed locate it, quite efficiently. 4:08 a.m. she found it, and she put that text in the chat box here. Sorry, Anu Krishna, I think the text, the chat box, your chat box is probably empty. I found, at least when I join into a Zoom and there are things already in the chat box, they don't appear. You don't see them. No. Oh. So I've put it again just underneath. So what's in the chat box now is the same thing again, so that Anu Krishna can see too. Hare Krishna. Oh, yes, so Kumkum, you're up. The microphone is with you. Jai Gurudev.
My Dandavat Maharaj and all of the devotees here, what wonderful association, although it is online still. But as Maharaj was mentioning, I'm very much praying that the Lord's going to allow me to return to Villa Govinda pretty soon. And this is a wonderful reflection on what I've been noticing. It's actually a little maddening. Already, the world is rather maddening. And so when you're trying to shift your place of residence rather quickly, it can very much seem even more so. And one thing I noticed was, and there are those who are helping me, and I said, you know what doesn't matter to me is money. That's like the last consequence to me. The most important thing is sanity. That means remembering Kṛṣṇa and the purpose of going through all of these efforts. And then expediency, because once you know something is auspicious, we've been instructed by Guru Maharaj, do that as soon as possible. And so then the final thing is, if there's, because I'm selling a home here, so, money will come that can be invested in Villa Govinda. So this actually is the happiness. And the idea of trying to sell things which I have, which I think of having some monetary value, is so unimportant. But this happiness that we come from, I know someone else who could really use this. And if you ask them and they say, this is exactly what I was looking for, or something, and that's so much happiness. And so I was reflecting on how when we get something, if we wear it until it's completely worn out, then we might feel like, okay, that was worth it. But if we have to lose it before it's useless to us, then we'd like to get some compensation for it. And I was just reflecting how that's typical, but actually that makes the sanity part, which is, and remembering Kṛṣṇa, that makes it harder, trying to get all of that little bitty pebbles and pieces of paper that we want to collect in this world and add to our accumulation. And and also make it take more time. And so I'm very glad to see that, some things are useful to other people, and I can just, it's actually very wonderful to be having less and less. It's so much closer to our philosophy, which is realistic, that nothing truly belongs to us in this world. Those things which we require for service, even those we'll see that Kṛṣṇa will supply, that will come to us. And so we don't have to think so much about that, just maybe a little practicality, but This is just giving us so much happiness, so we can lose this illusion that we have to collect and maintain. But if we put the emphasis, like you were reading, Maharaj, from Upadesamrita in the beginning, to approach through that devotee of Kṛṣṇa and try to establish that very solidly, a service connection there, then certainly everything is going to be so smooth. Even if the environment appears to be turbulent, that's not something we have to be disturbed by. It's quite a lesson. Sometimes in life, things can seem very disturbing. Through all of this also, we have one wildfire, which is only about 4 miles away. We have to sleep with a to-go bag because at any moment there could be the alarm, evacuate. So I don't know, that message from the environment is endlessly intriguing. So better we learn how to be completely centered on what is reality, and know that there are so many others, the other Vaishnavas who are pursuing the same thing. They are our guides and our friends. And so surely this will all come into a very nice, harmonious present and future, whatever that might be. So
Interesting that you have to have a to-go bag, as you called it.
yeah.
Because actually, there's a little example that, well, Kṛṣṇa, he can take the whole house and everything in it within a moment in the flames of the fire. You could say like a yajna, everything, okay, we offer it to Kṛṣṇa. He's taking it in the form of a fire.
Yeah.
So he could take it all in a moment. Then we come down to think of the necessities in this world. And you see the extreme, not just renunciates, but only have anything that's perfectly for service of the Lord. Those are the 6 Goswamis. And I sometimes wonder, how did they live under a different tree every night when they're writing books? I also wondered, how is all this possible? And they've got their reference works, they've got many things, but they did. And somehow we also need not necessarily live under a different tree every night, but that principle that the very needed things we will keep hold of. And you mentioned something like the principle, practical something, the items we have, which practically we need in our service life. And I had a little example also, maybe 3 weeks ago, before going to Hungary, for the first time ever, and we've taken many flights. Then they asked me, what days will you come to Hungary? And I said, well, I'm free these days. And it was Friday to Monday. And so they said, okay, we'll send you the ticket. And I didn't scrutinize the ticket, but the ticket was actually Thursday. So then I just luckily got a little message coming from Ryanair, your flight leaves in 3 hours' time or something. You should be at the airport. You should make your way to the check-in, etc. So really? Double checked, and it was Thursday. So really had to pack up my, whatever's needed within a few minutes, because we have to get from here to the airport. And probably 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes was out of the door. And I remember Srila Gurudev saying about, actually, I know we're not really brahmacharis, we're living in the material world. But he said that one definition of a good brahmachari is that instantly they can go anywhere for their service. They've asked, I need you to now be stationed in Puri. Then immediately they say, yes, Gurudev. And immediately just get their things, go to the train, and not say, oh, well, after lunch, I have to do this, I have to do that, or tomorrow, like this. Yes, I'll go, but I need to do this and that, and I have to do this. And the classic one, Oh, but Gurudev, I have to do my laundry. Oh my goodness, how many times have we heard that when there's been some seva? Oh, but I have to do my laundry. Somebody even in the material world, I think you would get fired from your job if you were saying, the boss asks you, I need all these accounting files done by noon, please start them now. Oh, I've got to go and do my laundry. Not sure about that. Hare Krishna.
It seems that this conception of what is our duty is very instrumental in being able to come to that level of just immediately jumping for service. But like Guru Maharaj speaks about the madman thinking that he has this duty of collecting the pebbles in the street and that's his business. And it's quite absurd, but when we come to understand what is our true duty, then it becomes easier to think, oh yes, my guru is calling, let me go. That's my, not just duty in the sense of the things we do in this world, but that ananda, like you were speaking about, we want to go, our service is, gives us that true position, our eternal position of being in service, in the happiness of service mood.
And that's the service that's coming to us as far as we are given permission, as interestingly Srila Guru Maharaj said.
Yes, that's so interesting. And I hadn't really thought about the word permission like that before you were saying it. Because, I mean, how do we recognize that we have permission? In this world, if we want to do something, we ask permission, we get a yes or a no, and it may mean things, you know, like we have the legal right or whatever. But on the spiritual level, how do we recognize that we have permission? Are we waiting for an invitation, or do we have some inspiration and so we approach and say, is this good? Or how do we recognize that we have permission?
Well, similar sort of question came to Srila Guru Maharaj, and this is very much in my ears just at the moment too. And Srila Guru Maharaj said that what is coming from the upper world, what's coming from the senior section to us, then that is our seva, not what we think. So we may be a great philosopher, we think I should be sitting doing the books, but if truly is coming from the senior section to wash the pots, there is a necessity to wash the pots, and that is my seva that I've been being given at that time. So what is coming from above, that is what is being given permission, and not to force my way to the upper plane. And I have an example directly from when I was traveling in America, and I met somebody who didn't even know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he's writing a book supposedly on the Vedic teachings of joy, I mean, something like this, and he was making commentary on some Sanskrit book that, you know, he didn't know Sanskrit, but he's been reading other people's books. Then we can think, that's coming from himself. He's not being given permission. That's not coming from an upper quarter. And I thought, whoever will read his book, what are they going to read? Something muddled, something coming from just different unknown, you know, sources of other people who've written muddled articles. So I think that was a clear example of what's not permission. But what is permission is what is indicated from the higher. Hare Krishna. Did they give me the temple car keys, or did I take the temple car keys and use the car myself? This kind of example. Hare Krishna. Yes. So looking forward to your quick solving of all these things. And don't forget that death, and Srila Prabhupada also has some purports like this. Maybe I can't exactly remember where to find it, but with the help of database, we'll probably find it, where Srila Prabhupada saying that at death, we have to leave everything behind. So we should always utilize everything in a detached mood, knowing to whom it belongs.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to try to be clean in our life, so we are not leaving the world all attached to this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be responsible to those items that have been put in our care. And as we said before, knowing that they're Krishna's, and so we take care of things on behalf of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
But when we are not here, somebody else will take care of those things on behalf of Krishna, we hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And where is Sevarupa? Sevarupa Devi Dasi. She's been here, she left, she's in, well, she left quite a long time ago. Oh, I left South Africa. That's the last time we met. Was not a year ago, but last fall, last autumn. And then I left South Africa. And now there is a rumor, which I believe is coming to reality, that she will be here soon. Maybe, Sevarupa, you like to share something too about the speed of time or anything that you wish to share. Cannot hear. Oh, yes, now it's working. Yes, now it's working. Somehow your lips moved and your voice came later.
Oh, okay. Time was moving, not concurrently. But Dandavat Pranams, Gurudev, and Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees. Yes, Maharaj, as you are saying, I don't have anything in front of me to read. I have been trying to search as, you know, some drops of nectar were coming from all of you. But yes, time is definitely, as you said, that we were a kid, we were teenagers, we were in different lifetimes. And every time I see my kids, I can see it, that they just seem to have grown so much faster, matured so much. And the same can be said about me in pictures. I don't know about the maturity, but I can see how time is going. And I think just to use our time efficiently, that is my my main, not challenge, but like, yes, my battle within is to use my time efficiently in every moment, every day, as the day goes by or evening comes. What have I done? What am I doing? Yeah, so in that way, there was something that I can say I tried to look for on along the theme of time. It is, I think it's from Heart and Halo, which says the key is in your own hand. So maybe I haven't like just squeezed by it. I'm not sure if it does talk about the topic, but maybe just this paragraph I'll just share while I'm reading, which says about like Kṛṣṇa Lila is not a matter of history, and in history events occur and they happen once and they can't recur at any time. It is so about Kṛṣṇa Lila, it is an eternal flow in which what is going on in the past, oh no, sorry, that's about history, is what goes on in the past is never comes again. But in Kṛṣṇa Lila, in the eternal world, it is not so. It may be present, the same thing, every time, at every second. This is also called Nitya Lila, eternal pastimes. So that short, but is just to say that is like being with the devotees and meeting the devotees and being in the devotional service and this sadhu sangha, this Krishna consciousness, the line that we're in, the devotees, the temples, even our Zoom classes. And yes, it is this eternal pastime of hearing the pastimes of Krishna, the devotees, Lord Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, Gurudev. That's how it feels with being with everyone. And yes, I am really excited and nervous at the same time, I guess, with traveling, just that I can be of proper service and be utilized correctly. So yes, I'm looking forward. The last time I came to Villa Govinda, the deities were not present yet. So I'm looking forward to that and very excited about all the festivals. And when I had, when this, I think, was grace to me, coming through to Villa Govinda, I had just thought those dates correlated with, yes, like the holidays and that. And then later on, I found that those are the specific dates that the festival will be taking place. And very grateful to be at, to see Gurudev and all the devotees. It is like how Maheshwari Didi was saying, I think in another class, that when you get there, there's this peacefulness and quietness that you experience when coming to Villa Govinda. Amongst all the buzz of the service going on, there's this underlying, like, just peacefulness and quietness. So I can share a bit of that. Jai Gurudev.
It's in the eye of the seer, the seer that has the eye. Hare Krishna. We've been having, by the way, some very lively kirtans. We have good mridanga players, good singers, and some good songs to sing. Okay, so anyway, we've been having some very lively, not exactly quiet kirtans. And I'm sure, in fact, we had the evening program. Sometimes we have the evening program outside with the mosquitoes. They need to hear the holy name loudly. And outside at the Pushpa Samadhi. And definitely everyone can hear, I mean, for miles around, really. And then when we were between two kirtans, we heard music, which is quite rare here. And I don't know whether it was or whether it wasn't, but it just came in my mind, oh, maybe now, you know, the Christians, they're singing their songs like in competition. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be wonderful that everyone, everywhere, you know, people are chanting the names of the Lord, singing to the Lord. And I'll still keep with my version that it was, you know, and other people chanting their, other, you know, religious-minded persons chanting their songs. But I think actually the reality was it came from a loudspeaker from somebody's, you know, garden party or something. But anyway, it was happy to hear others. Now I put in the chat box here a short quote, and this is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Well, it's Srila Guru Maharaj explaining Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's mood of urgency. So Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, oh no, no, it's not, sorry, I had another quote. What I put in the chat box is Srila Guru Maharaj talking about, okay, I'll be quiet, I'll just read the quote. Srila Sri Maharaj speaking. Before taking sannyas, Mahaprabhu drew together all his near and dear and spoke with them. During wartime, there is a state of emergency. And similarly, Mahaprabhu's advice came with the mood of urgency. His advice was, and Prabhu kohe, kohelan e mahamantra iha japa, etc. This we do have in our songbook. Always think of Krishna. Whether you are eating, sleeping, or awake, day and night, always think of Kṛṣṇa. You are in danger. You are in a situation of emergency where at any moment death can take you away from your present position. So consider it as an emergency and go on with cultivating Kṛṣṇa consciousness, Kṛṣṇānuśīlana. By hook or by crook, try to stay afloat upon this Kṛṣṇa consciousness, continuous Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So there you have Srila Guru Maharaj expressing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood of urgency. And that was the evening before Mahaprabhu left home and took sannyas. So how intense was Mahaprabhu's desire to transmit something good to those who he's about to leave behind, his near and dear ones. So there from Guru Maharaj and from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we know that in Mayapur they had a gathering, they had a festival, and there with great urgency he was telling the people that don't worry about if the whole world is catching on fire. Don't waste your time trying to put it out. Serve Kṛṣṇa, this way, this great urgency. So with the passing of time, we can think about this urgency, not to be assuming, oh, we've got so much time, later I'll do, when I've done this, I'll be a devotee, when I've done that, I'll be a devotee. Whatever we're doing right now, we must try to be a devotee. Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And in this, I think in this article, which I just took this from, or it's not an article, it's Guru Maharaj speaking. Then he goes on to say, it's not just a matter of praying 3 times a day or going to the church once a week or something. At every moment, then to remember Kṛṣṇa. And in that, I mean, it's Kirtan, but it's taken from Chaitanya Bhagavat, that we sing a Prabhu Kohe Kohelan E Mahamantra. It says that at every moment take the name of Kṛṣṇa. This is the only duty. Serve him, remember him at every moment. Chant this Mahamantra. I've explained this to you. Take it, chant it. Because our remembrance is going to come. How? Through the chanting of the Mahamantra. Through our constant remembrance with this in our consciousness. And when the war broke out in Ukraine, we saw that they didn't know what, how it's all going to work out, what's going to happen. But we have Nirupama Devi Dasi who came. 2 children and herself arrived here with a shoulder bag, and not even a full, stuffed full shoulder bag, but like a lady's bag which goes over the shoulder, just with a few things in. And she came, her flat was bombed, not only the flat, the whole building just reduced to nothing. And she came here with that and began her life. And in India, sometimes I would say to people, not to bring so many things, bring almost nothing. At that time, India was very cheap. And I said, if you come to India with $100 and nothing, you'll be able to have everything you need in the local shops. Now $100 may not be, because I've heard the prices really have gone high. But whether they're high in the villages, I don't know. But anyway, this idea that not to be attached to too many things. And here's Rupanuga Prabhu, expert traveler in Thailand, in one of his homes. Are you in heaven or are you in hell? A question I asked myself 2 days ago, trying to think, always talk about heaven and hell. Am I in heaven or am I in hell? And I thought, I don't think I'm in either place. Because that's what are we thinking? I mean, really, I just started thinking this, hearing Guru Maharaj saying, oh, we can be sent to heaven, we can be sent to hell. And I was trying to think, while in the hot sun, pushing a bicycle with a flat tire, listening to Guru Maharaj in the hot sun, heading back to Villa Govinda, going in the right direction. I somehow felt it, yes, but knew the grace of the Lord, but we were a little aloof and thinking, am I in heaven or hell? But I was listening to Srila Guru Maharaj and listening to Srila Guru Maharaj with myself present, which was happy for me. I'm always happy to be reminded the extensive time we were with Guru Maharaj, and the very extensive time we were with Srila Gurudev. Those days are not history. What Guru Maharaj and what Gurudev gave, that is eternal, and it was a privilege to be with them. And by the grace of the recordings, we're able to relive our association in some ways, in a way in Kali Yuga that we need reliving and reminding, because we're not able to pull from the ether that day and that talk. But in a crude way, you could say, but still in a wonderful way, we are able to have these recordings, which we take for granted, and happily able to relive some special days. And even if we weren't there, and we weren't there for every talk and everything that is recorded, then we are still able to transport ourselves. Means any of us were able to transport ourselves to that place and that time. One of the wonders of Kali Yuga. We must take advantage, and the only way that the people who invented these things will get any benefit is if the devotees use these inventions in service. And some of our friends, like to put Steve Jobs there, that Steve Jobs was so instrumental and he had appreciation for the Hare Krishnas. And we feel that by using the computers that he's getting some benefit if we use them properly. And things may be misused, but misused is karma. But used in service will bring sukriti, nitya sukriti. Hare Krishna. Anu Kṛṣṇa Devi Dasi, would you like to make a contribution in the middle of the night, 10 minutes to midnight? And you're wide awake by the looks of things.
Dandavats Gurudev, Dandavats everyone. I'm sorry, I don't have any contributions. I just came from a wedding ceremony tonight. Actually, it took the whole day. So I just arrived. I'm here with my dogs. And it was so beautiful. And I was very happy to be there. And everyone was celebrating life. And I took the opportunity to talk about Krishna consciousness with the guests, because we spent the whole day there. So they asked about my kanti. So it was a nice opportunity to talk, and I gave them a ride home. And in the way I was listening to kirtans, and they were like, "Well, what is that song?" So it was a nice day, and I saw beautiful things, and I saw Krishna in everyone and everything. And so it was a beautiful sunset, and it was like, okay, it's a regular day, but it's nice to be in touch with the beautiful side of the material world also, and to see the beautiful things. So I'm happy to be here with my devotional family. And actually, a few days ago, I was afraid to be losing touch with the material world and not making, like, not having fun in those places, but I think we can see beautiful things in regular places, and to see Krishna and devotees who don't know who they are devotees. They made a beautiful prayer in a Christian prayer, and that's the same. So it was a nice celebration today. That's the only thing I can share.
And it's a promise of love. It's this hope of this love in the world where we have a reflection of the love, beauty, and everything in our eternal home. And other places are also happy and remind us of our actual home. And one place is the arrivals at the airports. You see all sorts of things. I've seen grandmothers. Just recently, I saw one old lady. Oh, she was just flowing with tears when this young, not so, I mean, like maybe 14 years old boy coming back, must be her grandson or great-grandson, I don't know. But the boy a little embarrassed, but she's there, she's wailing, she's hugging him. Ah, how beautiful to see these things. But this is a reflection of the beautiful Leela, the pastimes of the loving pastimes of the loving Lord. We're always using these words, and we have the reflections here. And may those in search of ananda, of happiness, come to see that, yes, here it's a reminder, but it is the opposite of the upper world because it is temporary and it is based on our bodily ideas. But we must see that all of this promise of such a beautiful life ahead, that promise, this is in everybody's heart, and that is fulfilled actually in Krishna consciousness. Not to dampen the wedding day joy, but we know that it, unfortunately, it is in this world temporary. All sorts of things happen. We have here one, he's not actually a devotee as such officially, but he's a devotee. And he, I don't know what age he is, but he's a mature person. And he married a beautiful wife and very educated. He's also got a good job, everything. And then within a very short time, she died. Suddenly died like this. And so, all this promise in the material world, they also having, I mean, I don't know what kind of wedding they had, but of course that promise is there. And I didn't meet her, but I'm told that she was like a beautiful, educated lady, and he's educated man. And then within a short time, not even a year, she suddenly got some disease, and sometimes it happens, people get a disease and they die within a short time. And he's heartbroken, no doubt. But this is the world. We don't want to dampen a wedding and start giving a speech like this. But we do want to do the opposite, which is, as you say, see Krishna everywhere. That yes, this heart hankering for a beautiful life, and then eternal beautiful life.
Yeah, the bride was my friend. We studied together when we were at school, and she went to do college in Rio de Janeiro, and she lived in a nun's house for a while. So she invited the nuns to come to the wedding, so they were there, and she made a beautiful prayer, and she said the a sentence of a movie actually, and she said that to love someone is to see the face of God. And that reminded me to, if you love someone, you see uh, a spark of God. So it was a good reminder.
Beautiful. And was the wedding in a church?
No, it was in the groom's farm. So it was an open place with the trees, and it was a good day.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
And Brazil has famous for its mega cities. and less famous, I think, for its beautiful countryside, extensive countryside. And I don't really see the magic of what is so attractive about the city, but at least that keeps the countryside quiet. If all those people suddenly decide, oh, I'm going to go to the country, I don't know what's going to happen to the countryside. But somehow or another, the city is like a big magnet for the people. Big magnet. Hare Krishna. All right. So, dear devotees, I wasn't able to go onto Facebook this week because for some unknown reason, the battery was completely dead. I don't know what these machines do when we're not looking at them. But it wasn't dead yesterday, or like everything, it wasn't dead yesterday, it was dead this morning. Like computers, right? I gave it perhaps here an example. Our Parvat Maharaj used to be a computer mechanic. He said, every computer I worked on, they were working yesterday and they're not working today. So it's like us, isn't it? You know, yesterday we were alive, today I'm dead. But now we've got a human body. We've got our suitable boat to cross the ocean of material existence. So somehow in this time, we use our time as Mahaprabhu gave just before his taking sannyas, with this urgency mood. Today, we'll use this time, and each day, each moment, not to wait. So yes, when we have to, like Kumkum Devi Dasi, moving house, when we have to move somewhere, when we have to go, then it's a time of reflection of what's needed, what isn't needed. And really the time of urgency, like we have that example of Nirupama leaving, then we find we need very little in this world, but we'll be responsible for things that have come to us. Here, so Sevarupa, she couldn't resist searching
yes.
for. Yes, please read this Sevarupa Devi Dasi. Is it long? No, it's short. Yes, please do read it from Srila Sridhar Maharaj in the Heart and Halo book.
But it was just the reference I was making before when I spoke about the time as the topic said. So it is
as the time as what?
The topic that we have today.
On the topic
about
okay.
the time. So it is from Srila Guru Maharaj, and from the Heart and Halo, the key is in your own hand. Where Kṛṣṇa Lila is not a matter of history. In history, events occur, they happen once and can't reoccur at any time. It is an eternal flow in which what is going on in the past never comes again. There is an expression, history repeats itself, but that is in the similar nature of the event, not the actual fact. History repeats its nature, but what is gone is gone. Once it has never gone forever. But in Kṛṣṇa Lila, in the eternal world, it is not so. It may be present, the same thing, every time, at every second. Thus it is called Nitya Lila, eternal pastimes, crossing the limitation, the jurisdiction of history. In history, what is past is dead, but the pastimes of the Lord are eternal, Nitya, always present. Every Leela is eternally present. He can show himself in his eternal forms simultaneously. And then the other part to that says, so in his past, present, and future, all events are simultaneously occurring. When he enters the arena of Kamsa, different groups are seeing him in different ways. I'll just post that as well. So what is seen by one section of people is seen differently by another, according to their own nature. Even the blind can see him if he wills. If he wills to show himself to anyone, though blind, one can see him clearly, because these eyes of flesh are not necessary to see him. By his willpower alone, he can reveal himself to any person. And that was the case with Dhritarashtra in the Kuru Sabha. Dhritarashtra said, "For the time being, my lord, restore my eyesight so that I can see your wonderful form, which the others are seeing and praising. You can do anything, so only for the time being, remove my blindness." Jai Gurudev.
Beautiful. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj. And just like Guru Maharaj's Leela and Gurudev's Leela, as soon as we remember something, it just feels exactly in this time. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. Hare Krishna. All right, dear ones, very happy to have everybody here. Please excuse me, I couldn't see on Facebook today. I can't say it's the Lord's will, but anyhow, I couldn't see, but I'm sure there's a little list of devotees who are there, and actually a bigger list for those who see the recorded version, both on Facebook and on Zoom. And we appreciate your company as well as the direct company of each of you here. So Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sangha Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Vishwareni Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Kumkum Devi Dasi ki Jai. And Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. And the urgency to use every moment to remember Krishna sincerely, be at his disposal, do our things for the Lord, in remembrance of the Lord, and offer our food and worship Tulsi Devi, these things which we know we should do, and chant Hare Krishna, all of those things. Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Vo Vancha Kalpatarubhishta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. All right, we'll meet again very soon. Please continue happily, and we're happy to hear what you've read or heard during the week too. So do come with things in your pocket when you come on the Zoom. I know we all don't get a chance to say something every time, but we're here happily to share. Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Ami Ashti Govinda Govinda. Now get a good night's rest or have a good day of service, depending on your time zone. Ashti.